What is up, everybody? It's Friday morning. Y'all glad to be here, man? I'm so glad to be here. I'm so glad it's Friday. Supposed to have an early day at work and then come home and start the weekend early. So freaking jazzed and pumped. What's going on, Chad? What's up, everybody? How y'all doing this morning, man? See who we got up in here today. OFC Nation, what's up, brother? Good morning. Good to see you, man. Mojo Man in the house representing. Auslander, what's up, my brother? Good evening to you. I was reading your jokes, man. That was hilarious about the millipede. Jeep in the house. Joseph, my brother, what's going on, man? Milk in the house. Garrett, what's going on with you? Good morning. Let's see, Nikki. Nikki's in the house. Do stuff with Nikki. What's up, sis? Ain't seen you in a minute. Finding Keno. Good morning. Full Monty. Good morning. Tennessee Ridge Runner. What's going on, man? Militant representing. What's going on with you, brother? Armor Huckleberry. What's up, brother? Rockadoodle Farm. Cockadoodle doo. Corey, good morning. Good to see everybody, man. So it's Friday. You guys know we try to have fun on Fridays. Stars, what's up, man? Roots, good to see you. Hillbilly, good to see you. But anyway, try to do fun stuff. So I wanted to go down a rabbit hole. Dove sent me an email yesterday to check out, and I went and checked out this channel I'd never heard before. And the video link she sent me was awesome. And then I just kind of checked out their channel, and I found this thing called the Georgia Guidestones. And I'd never heard of them before yesterday. And I was like, holy crap, this has been here all along. And it kind of I kind of went down a rabbit hole. And as I was watching, I was figuring, who better to take down a rabbit hole with me than the master of the Bunny Ranch himself, Ghost Prepper. What's up, brother?
What's going on?
What's up, man? Yeah, I want to get into this, man, because it was really crazy, but the whole mystique around these stones, and the fact I've never heard of them before. And they talk about the 10 commandments of the Antichrist. I was like, man, this is crazy stuff. So Ghost said he watched the video yesterday. I sent him the link, and he watched a bunch of other videos on it too. So we should have some interesting discussion.
Yeah, that's some straight weird.
Right.
Like I can go like 9 different directions on it. Like for real.
I know, man. I know. Ghetto, what's up, man? Appreciate you, brother. Boxo, what's going on with you? All right, guys. So before we get into the Georgia Guidestones, if you guys press 1 if you've heard of them before in the chat, just so I know where we're coming from. Because like I said, I hadn't heard of these until yesterday. I know we got some Georgians who come in here and hang out with us. That's what I was wondering, Calamity Jane. If they were more Guidestones, look at all the ones. You guys are on top of it. I knew you guys would know what we're talking about. I'm just behind the times, man. I just don't know what's going on. But I'm catching up. I'm catching up. All right, so I found this thing yesterday. It was called a pocket firearm, or it's called a wallet pistol is what it's called. I thought it was pretty cool, man. Check this out. Pretty neat little hidden weapon, It only shoots 1 round, but it shoots a 22 long rifle. I dropped a link to where you can go and buy one in the beginning of the chat if you guys want to go check it out, because I'm thinking about getting one. I think it's a pretty cool little thing. Flip it out and bam.
It's pretty cool.
And so and then watching that led me down the rabbit hole of watching some other self-defense gone wrong stuff. And there's this channel I'm subscribed to called Detroit Urban Survival, and they just do kind of how to protect yourself, if someone comes at you with a knife or a gun. But I always watch these things, and I'm like, man, you have to have a lot of practice to do some of the moves that they do. And if you just go out and just remember that video and do it, you're gonna die. Like this guy right here.
Don't move. Swear to God. Swear to God, bro. See, I knew this shit.
Wake up in heaven, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, sir.
Oh man. But anyway, I just wanted to start with laugh because we're getting ready to go into some deep stuff, man, with the Georgia Guidestones. So, all right, you guys remember when
I got like this one little sprig of blonde mustache hair that just like wants to show its ass and not behave.
I see it.
Getting on my nerves.
I see it.
Gotta blend in, man. Blend in.
Fix it, man. You're distracting us all.
There we go. All right.
Oh man. All right, so let me give a. Most of you guys in the chat said you knew about this stuff, but there somebody may be watching who don't know what the Georgia Guidestones are. So we'll just start from here.
Field in Georgia lies one of America's most mysterious monuments. Today we are here at the Georgia Guidestones, and you've probably heard of it before, but what are they? What do they mean, and who built them? We are here investigating this, so join us for this unique look into the mystery of the Georgia Guidestones. Nobody knows exactly who built them or why. The only clues to its origin are on a nearby plaque on the ground, which reveals the dimensions and explains a series of intricate notches and holes that correspond to the movements of the sun and the stars. Also carved into the Guidestones are a series of commandments that have come to be known as the 10 Commandments of the Antichrist. These commandments appear in 8 of the world's most spoken languages: English, Spanish, Swahili, Hindi, Hebrew, Arabic, Chinese, and Russian. As well as modern languages, the stones also have 4 ancient languages carved into them: Babylonian and cuneiform script, ancient Greek, Sanskrit, and ancient Egyptian hieroglyphs. We know that Babylonian cuneiform was the first written language ever to be used by humans. It would also be the language used by Nimrod during the Tower of Babel incident.
All right, so that's the gist of what they are. Some kind of weird monument that's in Georgia. I didn't know there were other ones. I'm gonna have to look that up. Somebody in the chat said they're all over the world.
The coolest part about this video so far is that now I know where the name Nimrod came from.
Right? The one who built the Tower of Babel.
I'm like, bro, Nimrod. I know this guy.
There you go.
This guy.
There you go. All right, so all the languages and things that they chose to put on the stones was kind of compelling to me. I didn't know Swahili was in the top 10 most spoken languages.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
No,
Swahili's huge, bro. Look at Africa, man. That's oh yeah.
I did not know that.
Massive.
So
the part that freaked me out, like, number one, there's a state-sponsored, taxpayer paid for street sign showing you where it is.
Oh dang, there was. Yeah.
Number two, now does that scream? I don't know, tourist attraction. I don't know, but yeah. I mean, it's kind of cool. You got eight languages. It's all like guided by the sun and the stars and the moon. Well, it was put there in the 1980s, by some anonymous guy. All right. Number one, excuse my language, but how in the crap are you going to anonymously erect a $500,000, 200+ ton granite sculpture in a random field and stay anonymous? Well, then that has to be your field. So you're not anonymous, or you're paying somebody not to tell you what your name is. I mean, think about it. Hey, I just want to stick like some big rocks in your field, and please don't tell anybody what my name is.
Yeah, right.
After you spend $500,000, $500,000 on these granite sculptures, and you align them perfectly with the moon and the stars and all that stuff. Right. So it's a little theatrical to me, like at first glance, because number one, it's done in the 80s. Biblically, it should have been done like, I don't know what, 2,000, maybe 3,000 years earlier, and maybe you or I would have heard of this,
right
in recent times.
That's what gets me. I've never heard of this before. All the things we talk about in our circles in this community, and I've never heard anybody mention these. And the language thing is cool, like you said. The way they line up with the summer and winter solstices and constellations and all that stuff is crazy. And then they got those 10 commandments on them that people call the 10 commandments of the Antichrist. And the way that the commandments line up with the weird globalist movement that's going through like our country right now, that's kind of compelling too.
That freaked me out, bro. That
The whole
freaked me
wokeness
out.
movement, yes, it's lining up with what they're doing right now perfectly. The George Floyd riots, the Marxist BLM movement, all lines up with these commandments. It's crazy.
I mean, I'm not gonna lie. I heard of the Georgia, Guidestones, several years ago, but I never dug into it until you sent me that video, and I'm freaking out. I'm like, wait a minute, this is like Fred Flintstone CNN where they bang shit out on the tablets.
Right.
What the hell?
I know, man. It's crazy.
It was done in the 80s. I mean, I'm like, wait a minute. And that's when everything started to shift. You know what I mean? It's like, wait a minute. I mean, there's somebody with $500,000 of extra money that he just had nothing better to do with. He goes, you know what? I read Revelations and I think it's bullshit. I want to do it in reverse.
Right.
I mean, who does that?
Exactly. But I made some clips of the commandments. I figure we just kind of go through them and relate them to what we're seeing in the world today, man. Like you said, it's creepy.
Are what has become known as the 10 Commandments of the Antichrist. Let's read them together. Number 1. Maintain humanity under 500 million in perpetual balance with nature. Maintain humanity under 500 million. Well, seeing how the world's population is over 7 billion currently, for this to occur, it would mean over 95% of the world would have to perish. Can you think of any scenarios that would end with this result? I know I sure can. Furthermore, to maintain humanity under 500 million would be in direct opposition to the Word of God. Number 2, guide reproduction wisely, improving fitness and diversity. What does this sound like to you? Guide reproduction wisely, improving fitness and diversity. There was a famous group of people who tried to do this exact same thing. That's right, the Nazis. This is called eugenics, and it's precisely what the Nazis did when trying to create their master race. Think about it. Think about what that means. Guide reproduction wisely. That means they want full control over the gene pool. Improving fitness and diversity in the context of DNA and genes, meaning they don't want average people breeding. The peasants will most likely be sterilized to ensure no authorized births will occur.
All right, so those are the first two. The one about the population control, I immediately thought of Bill Gates and his whole campaign to do that worldwide. And then the whole eugenics thing, they're already doing it. Planned Parenthood is all a part of that. I mean, it's weird. It's all a part of their globalist agenda.
Man, they freaking me out, them stones.
I know, man.
Dude, we need to hop in the truck and go over there with the chain and rip them fuckers down. Just like snatch them off into the field and just let them start over.
I saw where Frenchman just said something similar. He's like, let's go take some 20-pound sledges and go to town one night. Yeah.
I mean, where do you get that idea?
Yeah.
Like, hey, I read the Bible. I think this is bullshit. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to go to a granite quarry, hire some secretive people that will never tell me they did it, and bang out some shit in stones in 8 different languages, and some I think there's 4 more around the capstone,
right
around the top.
Yeah.
Egyptian hieroglyphs and this and that and the other, and just don't tell anybody. And
yep, there you go. And man, it was crazy, like the whole eugenics things, and they bringing back with the Nazis and all that stuff too. That was intense. All right, let's.
But then again, they didn't bang them out till the 80s. It was 40 years ago the Nazis were in there, so they could just be, life imitating art. They could just be, copycatting stuff. You know what I mean?
All right, let's get to the next one.
Number 3, unite humanity with a living new language. Again, this ties back into the Genesis 11 reversal they're trying to achieve here. The Most High God judged Babylon and scattered the people and forced them to speak unknown and new languages. And this 3rd commandment is exactly the reverse of what happened in Babel. Again, good luck with that. Number 4, rule passion, faith, tradition, and all things with tempered reason. Another blatant attack on the Most High. Passion and tradition, sure, those are of the flesh and they can be put aside. Faith, however, this is what this commandment is targeting. They want people to give up their faith in Jesus Christ and replace it with reason.
All right. Trust the science, right? That's basically what I got out of that. Rule everything, but based on what Fauci tells us the science is.
And plus, it ignored the entire part about, you know, in the Revelations about the Temple of Babel, and why, you know, the population was spread out and given different languages to confuse, and not let them, you know.
Well, what is a pure language? Like, what do they mean? Like,
apparently, you know, what I got from it was like everybody on the planet spoke the same language. They were able to organize, rebel, and do like really wicked bad shit.
Right.
So God said, nope, that ain't gonna happen. Let's spread everybody out.
Confound the language.
That's why the Temple of Babylon was, you know, it was shortened to the Temple of Babel, and that's where the word babble,
right.
When you babble on incoherently, that apparently that's where that word comes from. The babble means it's incoherent, exactly. So you can't communicate, so you can't, you know, transition a thought from me to you and get organized.
I thought I kind of went down my own little thought rabbit hole last night thinking about what do they mean by pure language and how are they going to take everyone in the world and make us all speak one language. And I was thinking, they tell about pronouns making us all. Is this compelled speech or is this the woke? That
makes sense. Like to me, when I thought pure language, I thought complete understanding. Like anything you were talking about, I would understand. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It didn't mean that I would agree with it, but you could take it one step further if it's a complete language, that anything it's spoken is not only understood but agreed upon. So one thought is like universal, so to speak.
That's a good point, OFC. I didn't think about the binary. That's a pure language. And then if you think, what's the Neuralink thing that Elon Musk is making? They're getting ready to start human trials on that.
Yep.
And you'll be able to understand binary. That's freaky shit right there, man.
Here's the thing. You won't actually understand it. It will happen for you.
Right.
You won't be in control.
Right.
You are just a vessel. You are just a cup. You're holding the whatever's in it.
Right. See, I think wokeness is going to be the one world religion. Like the whole, because it's their faith. They accept everything they believe by faith. Guys, I dropped a link to the video that I took these clips from. If you guys want to go back, I know someone was asking the link to the video, and I subbed to that channel. Man, they had a bunch of good stuff on that channel.
Yep, like they're going to accept it. The woke culture is going to accept it, but it won't be through faith. I think it'll be through ignorance.
Yeah, true.
It'll be because you just don't know any better.
Right.
It is what it is. True.
What's up, Larry? Computer-based technology, immediate translation with the Neuralink. Yeah. It's going to be crazy, man. Let's see where we at. Number 5, I think.
Number 5, protect people and nations with fair laws and just courts. Now this one's interesting. Most people might read this and think, well, okay, this one's actually pretty good, but is it really? Let's take a closer look. To protect people and nations with fair laws and just courts. Okay, on the surface, this sounds all right, because we all have an idea of what just and fair is. But what if those who make those rules have a very different idea of just and fair? And it turns out that your just and fair and their just and fair are completely different things. Number 6, let all nations rule internally, resolving external disputes in a world court. Again, who is in control of this court? Is it Mr. Antichrist himself? Because it's another case of giving too much power over to a small amount of people. And we all know where that's going to lead.
All right, so these two kind of go hand in hand too, man, with the just courts. Like, look how we have just courts right now, but all these court cases going on, and every time they don't get the verdict they want, they said, no, we want real justice and all this stuff, you know, that. And then the world court, that's globalist right there. They want all countries to be subject to one world court. I don't think so, man.
I mean, just when you say just court, I mean, think about it. Rittenhouse was on live TV. Ghislaine
Yeah.
Maxwell,
Mm-hmm.
we get chalk drawings. Okay,
Exactly.
that's not. If it doesn't fit the media, if it doesn't fit the narrative, like with OJ, it fit the narrative, so it made sense to be on TV. People were getting paid.
Right.
Ghislaine Maxwell, the people holding the nobody in that trial is getting paid. They're losing money when she opens her mouth. So no, of course that's not going to be on TV. You kidding me?
What's up, cousin? Yeah, I hear you, man. But that doesn't, man, the deeper you go down this list, the more you realize everything that these people are
Every
pushing.
single one of those commandments can be translated into today, or at least the last decade. Like every single one.
Everything
Crazy.
they're been
Freak
trying to
me
push
out.
on us, man. All this crazy stuff that's going on
Dude,
today.
I've never stopped, paused, and rewinded a video as much as I did this one when you sent it to me today. I was like, what the hell?
Right?
For real?
Yes. Yeah, man. It's crazy. All right, so where we at? What's next?
Number 7, avoid petty laws and useless officials. Petty laws? Useless officials? What is their definition of petty? Is it theft? Prostitution? Assault? What about murder? You see, when we're left up to our own interpretations, the lines become blurred. Number 8, balance personal rights with social duties. Balance personal rights with social duties. So what? You're only allowed to have rights once you complete your daily tasks?
Welcome to Costco. I love you. Costco, I love you. Welcome to Costco.
No, thank you. We are created as free-willed beings by the Most High, and there is no law or, quote, social duties that can take that away from us. Number 9, prize truth, beauty, love, seeking harmony with the infinite. Prize truth. The question is, whose truth is it? Because we know there are many different versions of the, quote, truth, depending on who you talk to. Here's the thing that most people don't realize. There is only one truth.
Now that I believe. Something's either true or it's not. I've always believed that.
That's like legit the new Matrix movie.
Is it really?
Like,
yeah. What is truth?
Truth, love, this.
Yeah.
Justice, petty laws. Who decides what are petty laws?
Exactly. And useless officials too. That got me too. And like, look what they're doing right now in our country, in like California and all these other big cities. They're
saying obey the law unless we tell you the guy making the law ain't any good anymore.
Mm-hmm.
Then you listen to us and we'll change the laws.
Mm-hmm. Look at all the rampant shoplifting because they're allowing it because they say, oh, those are petty laws. Who cares if they steal stuff as long as it's under $950?
Shut up. Do what you're told. Move along.
Useless officials. Defund the police. They're useless officials.
Be a good sheep. Move along.
Right. And then you got now they're starting to look at judges, and they're trying to paint all these judges in these court cases that don't go favorably for them, like Kyle Rittenhouse, like Juicy, all these different things, and they're saying, well, it's the judges' fault. The judges are white supremacists. They're useless officials. Let's get rid of them.
Dude, judges blow my freaking mind. Everybody in the chat, does anybody in the chat realize that to be a Supreme Court justice, you don't need to be a judge? You are not required to have a law degree.
I didn't know that.
You can flip burgers at IHOP, and if you get nominated and approved, you can be a Supreme Court justice. Do you people know that? The highest court in the land actually requires no law experience to hold that lifelong job.
I didn't know that.
Oh, yeah.
I really didn't. That's crazy.
Oh, yes. You are not required to have any legal experience to hold a lifelong position in literally the most powerful office on the planet. I mean, your job is to interpret the Constitution. And now if you redefine the word interpret, your job is to maybe, I don't know, change the Constitution.
Wow. See, that's what I'm talking about, man. I was watching something last night. That how when Trump was in office, he appointed like 600 some federal judges or something like that all across the country. Now they're trying to do the same thing. Biden is, and this congresswoman was questioning this judge, and she's an activist judge, and she follows along with the wokeness ideologies and stuff.
Right.
And I was thinking about this, what we're talking about right now, these commandments about how they're trying to change what truth is. Like I hate when people say, oh, that's not my truth. My truth is this. I hate that crap, man. There's only one truth. The thing's either true or it's not.
Calamity Jane's got a good one. She said she didn't know that. It's an appointed office. An appointed office means that you don't need any qualifications. You just need to be appointed to that office. That's why the president appoints a Supreme Court justice for life, forever. You know, and here's another thing too. People don't know there is no number of Supreme Court justices. It could be 1, 3, 5, 7, 9. Obviously, hopefully, we would hope for an odd number so you can get a decisive vote. But there is no number. That's where the whole packing the court system comes into play, because it was never established as how many Supreme Court justices you can have. Mm-hmm. And the messed up part is if the head Supreme Court justice, like the man in charge, if he dies, the person that's appointed takes his spot. It's not based on seniority.
I didn't know that.
I could be there for 30 years, and you could be my boss, and you pass away. They could appoint someone to your lead seat. It's like the most corrupt sideways thing on the planet. It's crazy.
I mean, I think our government is corrupt from the bottom
don't
to
quote
the
me,
top.
but that's what I was told. I didn't dig into it, but I mean, you know.
Sounds right. All right, last one.
And lastly, number 10. And last, be not a cancer on the earth. Leave room for nature. Leave room for nature.
Of course, they got to worship nature. I mean, the whole climate change movement, you know, save the whales, save the trees, save the rocks, you know, kill the babies, though. But the way that they worship nature, of course, that's one of them. And that's exactly what we're seeing all over the world right now.
Yeah, I'm going to call bullshit. I'm going to call a bookend bullshit, because you don't start the 10 Commandments off with don't grow past 500 million.
Yeah.
And then respect nature.
Right.
You can't do those two things at the same time.
Right.
Go forth and multiply.
That's right. That's what the book says.
The planet will keep you in check. You don't have to keep yourself in check. We as a people don't have to. The planet will shut us the freak down when we overstep.
Bear man.
That's what leads me to believe it's political or personal. You know, if you're just some cat with an extra $500 million or $500,000, you know, to hang out some stuff on granite in the 80s. I mean, it leads me to believe it was a personal thing for publicity or a political statement. The messed up part is that where it's located is in one of the very few select places that is geographically a safe zone.
I thought that was amazing. I've never heard that before about Georgia.
That part freaked me out. Yeah, it's like a safe spot, you know, from nuclear, radiological, geological, earthquake, stuff like that. That was kind of like weird.
It makes me want to move there.
I definitely want to check it out.
Senses.
I mean, if you want to go on a road trip, we can go check it out for real.
I'm for real, man. All right, I got one more clip, and it just kind of wraps up all the little mysteries around these stones.
Talk about with the Georgia Guidestones. I can go into detail about the astronomical alignments and show you what happens on the spring and summer solstices. I could talk about the man who paid for the Guidestones to be built, or the fact that he used a pseudonym, R.C. Christian. We could look into R.C. Christian and connect dots to the secret society of the Rose Cross or the Rosicrucians. We could look into the Rosicrucian mysteries and how they are reportedly involved in mind control and brainwashing activities. We could look at their former members and see that a man named Sirhan Sirhan was a member of the Rose Cross and just so happened to also be the assassin of Robert Kennedy. We could examine the location of the Guidestones and see that it's in a location that is considered a safe zone in the event of a nuclear winter, a magnetic pole shift, a meteor strike, or any other global catastrophe. But we are just going to skip all that stuff because this whole thing can be broken down into its most basic components. A group of satanic occultists erected a monument that is designed to last through the apocalypse. This monument is a symbolic attempted reversal of God's judgment in Genesis 11, reuniting the scattered fragments of the Babylonian mystery schools back into one people, one language, and one God, which is Lucifer.
So that was interesting. The whole the Satanist cult and stuff like that are connected to these stones. I mean, it makes sense. It's got the 10 Commandments and the Antichrist on it.
Yeah.
Right, Frenchman? Prepper meet up in Georgia, right by the stones.
I feel you. I'm there, bro. I am there. But it's messed up because everybody puts so much weight on it's lined up to the stars and the moon and the sun and it was 1980. That's fucking easy. We know where it's going to be. It's not like it was done when they were building the pyramids. So that's not like a huge fucking achievement. I can go outside tomorrow and build a square box in the yard and line that shit up perfectly. It's easy.
Right.
You know, but when you put it with this dramatic music in the background and all this, it's like, oh my God, it's lined up perfectly. Yeah, that's fucking easy. It's 2021.
You're right. You're right. But all of this is intrigue. Monty says there's cameras covering it.
Oh yeah, of course.
I didn't know that. They don't talk about, man. I want to go to this place.
Down, man. They want to see who knocks it down so they can sue them. So we're gonna have to go stealth mode.
Right, Heartland. That's what I mean. I bet people have tried to sabotage them. You know,
dude. I mean, think about it. Think about it. Think about the publicity that would get. I mean, would you not like to own that field, that 10-acre spread?
I bet he's rich. Whoever owns the property.
How much money you've made in the last, 40 years? I mean, Stonehenge. Come on, we got our own Stonehenge, man-made. Factory-produced granite stones. Not hammer and chisel, factory done. It's all good, and it's amazing. All we did was we looked at Revelations, and we just fucking said, "Nah, we're gonna go backwards. We're gonna go the other way."
Yeah.
We're gonna say no instead of yes. And the publicity. I mean, any publicity is good publicity if nobody's talking about you.
Right. I mean, it's crazy. You remember on that live? I think it was a couple of weeks ago on Tribes Live. They showed like the picture of that ark thing that they built in Tasmania. It's supposed to record human history for 50 years after it's been destroyed. This kind of reminded me of that because that's what those stones are for. So that after civilization is destroyed, the stones will guide us in how to rebuild society. I'm like,
oh my God, did I say a cuss word? Am I in trouble?
You did? I don't remember.
Milkmaid said language, Ghost. I'm sorry. I thought I said like crap.
Don't mess with Milk, man. She'll get us off.
I know, right? She's out of control.
All right, guys. You know what? It looks like we're out of time. I gotta go outside and feed the hogs. But Ghost, man, thanks for hanging out. I knew you'd be on it with me and go down this rabbit hole with me.
Anytime. The only problem is this should have been like a 3-hour show because this is like crap.
Yeah, man.
Like everybody in the chat is gonna be like upset. Their day, you just ruined Friday for everybody in the chat.
You should go live and carry on, man. I'll be in the chat. Hey guys, me and Ghost are still going to be doing our review on preparedness and survival movies. We're going to be doing Jericho next on Ghost Channel, I think. And we're working on it. I'm catching up because I hadn't seen it in so long. I had to rewatch the first season, and I'm gonna make some clips for us, and then we'll let you know.
G2, did I really say cuss words for real? I tried my best. Did I say cuss words?
I didn't hear you say anything.
I don't think I said any cuss words.
You might have.
Like shit, damn, hell do not count as cuss words. That's popular vernacular.
I mean, you were up all night on Ghetto's channel. I'm sure y'all were throwing some language.
Oh, I was, man. Woo.
Oh, man. Anyway, guys, I hope y'all have a great weekend. Well, I'll see you next Monday morning for sure. I'm sure I'll see y'all somewhere out there in the community. But y'all have a great day, man. Steading said you dropped the F-bomb.
I did not. I said frack. Fudge. I knew I changed it. I said frack or fudge, one or the other. I went like straight star Battlestar Galactica. I think I said frack.
Nice. All right, guys, we're going to end it. Y'all have a good morning, a good day, and a good weekend.
Good night, brother.